I just mute it.
Namaskaram. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. If you remember the last hangout I had with Sri T.R. Ramesh, the president of Temple Worshippers Society, he had mentioned that HR and CE will swoop into any temple or organization, but getting them out is a matter altogether different. It takes time, it takes perseverance, it needs constant reminder that they don't belong there. So one such date for TN, HR and CE to move out of Ayodhya Mandapam was today. So let's hear from the corporator, Srimati Uma Anandan, who has been at the forefront of this struggle as to what has been happening at the Ayodhya Mandapam. Umaji, namaskaram and welcome to PGurus.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
So Umaji, can you give us an update? I saw the tweet yesterday from you saying that they may leave today. Did they leave, madam?
No, they did not. See, as you told, when they enter, there are no procedures followed. Just like that, as if, something enters in this thing, they enter without any process, due process, procedures, papers and all that. But when they have to get out after a court order, it's like a cat which is sleeping and it would like to walk out of the house as and when it likes. It's like that. See, the judgment, it says immediately. And even the AG gave this statement in the open court to say, we would hand over immediately. But that immediately means, I don't know what it means in the dictionary of HR and CE rules. Because in a normal layman's language, immediately means at once. That is what we all understand. That at once, I think, is already about a week old now here. And I don't know what is the point in giving that undertaking there. They were supposed to come here day before yesterday. Then they said, no, the commissioner has to come, the commissioner has to sign something and all that. But then I have an idea that today in the assembly, the HR and CE ministry, that Manya Korikai, that happened. I think they waited for this because, as I told you, to get out, they take their own sweet time to get out. So excuses galore. That is how I would call this. They were supposed to come today and that was the excuse told. That today is the discussion on HR and CE in the assembly. So after that, I don't understand why we are not 50 steps ahead to match them. We cannot live in a sort of fear syndrome. What have we got to lose? Nothing. We have got the court verdict, and as I told you, they said financial irregularities that will be looked into separately like that. Where financial irregularities, how common is it in our HR and CE itself has so many financial irregularities. All the departments have financial irregularities. Is this how all these irregularities are treated? There are corruption charges against ministers. Why we had a minister in the present cabinet who was charged on corruption, and he had taken bribe, he comes to the court and says, I'll give back the amount. And the court agreed. So all these are there. So it makes you really fume in frustration and in anger to look at the injustice meted out to us in this. I don't know, perhaps they may give tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And I find the governing board, they are so scared to antagonize the establishment. I think they don't even want me to come near the Ayodhya Mandapam.
That is strange, Umaji. That is very strange. You are their corporator. You represent their best interests. How can they say? And plus, you are a practicing Hindu. You are welcome to go to any place. There's no way they can tell you don't come. See, this is mischievous.
No, but then, see, I myself psychologically I felt till it is handed over, let me not go. I had that
That
in
makes
my mind.
sense. Yeah.
There. Till they get out, I didn't want to enter this thing. But going here itself, see, I'm not entering the premises, but just going near itself makes people nervous. Perhaps they feel that my presence irritates the powers to be here, and that might give them a trouble. I cannot believe anything more nonsensical than this. We have fought the case in the court. We have got the court order. What else do you need? And if they don't give, we still have means.
Yes, indeed.
So it's
And
really perplexing.
So some people are so scared, knock knees scared, that they don't want to say anything or do anything. Umaji, as a
Yes,
corporator and as a representative of their interests, all your constituents, you have full freedom to go act on this, and it's important that the government also be told that you can't just like that indiscriminately go and occupy places, stop yourself about. After all, today you have been booted out by the High Court. The High Court
yes.
said get out immediately. Which part
And
of
it
get
was,
out immediately don't they understand?
yes, you did not follow the due process. This is not a place of worship. You had no business to go like that. And the AG admitted in the court that he would hand over the premises immediately. That was the assurance given in an open court. It's very
This is
sad.
yeah, and you're being a gentleman and waiting for them to leave. They'll leave today. I mean, at some point you'll have to move the court again, saying that they are in contempt of court.
See, one more thing you'll be surprised to know. There was supposed to be an extraordinary general body meeting which was to be held on Sunday. But they could not because the officials had taken away some of the books, and the Kalyana Mandapam was under their custody still. They were supposed to hold it there. And because of that, the last minute cancellation took place of the extraordinary general body meeting.
That is also again very, very strange. This is, these are bad losers. Bad losers. They tried to grab this, they couldn't. The High Court came down heavy on them, and now they are trying to drag their feet and trying to get out. You will notice that when they go, also they might leave some. They might forget to return some keys, so you will have trouble opening some locks. This is childish, immature. That's how I see it. If this is what they did, and I
Yes.
mean, they aren't these IAS officers, Umaji?
Huh?
Are these not IAS officers? At least the top guy.
Yes, the commissioner, the secretary are all experienced IAS officers.
Is this what you studied IAS for? Isn't that like a cream of the cream of the cream of the cream of the crop? Don't you
When
know
you
the
say,
law?
when you become S master, this is what happens. When you want to, when you do not know the difference between justice, abiding by the law, or to obey his master's voice, this is what happens.
Now, this government also is actually getting embarrassed every day. Remember that Madurai Medical College, they were forced to reinstate the dean. And,
Yes.
and in the case of Ayodhya Mandapam, again, they were booted out, although they have physically not removed themselves, which is, I think, the Bhakta's job. Every Bhakt should go and ask, why have you not left?
Yes.
Why have you not left? Why can't they ask that question?
Yes, we are prepared. We are prepared to do that. There. Because that is what to tell you, we have every right to even file criminal complaints against the officers and the tahsildars who came. They are supposed to have come with the magistrate. They broke open the law.
Yeah, and Umaji, and you should, because this should not be allowed to get away. They should not be allowed to get away saying that, oh, well, there was something, because this rap on the knuckles is not going to do it. A criminal case where even the head constable who touched anybody to put you in the bus that took you to the to the prison, even for a few days, a few hours. All of them, line them up and put criminal cases on all of them, because
Definitely.
they need to
Yes, we
understand
were
the
all
heat.
kept in a chowdhury.
Yeah.
We were kept in
Yes.
a chowdhury for a few hours, and you said, and as you have rightly pointed out, 4 cases have been filed. I am waiting now. We must all go and put the quash petition, a headache for us, for no fault of us. Now that the court has told that what the officers did was wrong, and they have said whatever pertinent questions we had asked when the officers came, the same questions have been repeated by the judges in the court that day. So it proves that whatever we asked was legal, pertinent, and we had the right questions to ask them, for which they did not have any right answers. So we have every right. 4 cases on 4 sections they have filed. Now I can turn the table to file cases against them.
Well, I think we should start moving in that direction, Umaji, because these are all not people who are amenable to reason. It's their ego, hubris, arrogance, that the government is behind them, that the government will order the machinery to go slow. But I think at least at one instance, show them the law, make them crawl. They have to come in front of the law. I think I'm unfortunately, I'm not a resident, I'm not a trustee. If I was there, I would be at the forefront of this. This is something that really needs to be taken up. It is this hesitancy. This is this hesitancy of the Sanatani that these people are exploiting.
And let me tell you, as you told, this should be the beginning where we file criminal cases against these officers. We file a criminal complaint against them in the police station. Wait for 30 days or for whatever is the mandatory days, and then go to the magistrate or the court and say, I have given a complaint on this. What is the action taken so far? And once this is, we will wait and watch how the higher-ups come to the rescue of these officers who were just blindly obeying their master's voice.
Especially if they did not get the orders in writing, guess who gets hurt? So we will see. These are all things that the system needs to be shaken up.
Yes.
Umaji, in conclusion, when do you expect realistically for them to move out?
I think by tomorrow or day after it should be there.
What exactly are they doing? What is the excuse for staying on?
You can imagine, Sri, there are no excuses to barge in, break open the lock and walk inside. But to give it back, there are umpteen norms, clauses, which they religiously, which is not there in the books, they religiously follow.
Why don't the trustees say, listen, you never asked us for permission before barging in. Why do you want us papers to? We won't sign anything. Just get out.
See, you have told no now. See, you should have the guts. You should have the guts. But as you say, I and another 3 others have impleaded in the case. So I can jolly well march ahead and teach all these people a lesson that they will never forget in their lives.
Absolutely, Umaji, and our forum, all our supporters across the world. I mean, see, I have grown up in Nugambakam. I told you, right, Lake area. I mean, this is all places like here within 1 or 2 kilometers of where we have lived. And it breaks my heart that the Shivan Koil there is in trouble, Vadapani is in trouble. All these are places that I grew up in. Every day of the week, one was visit to a temple. I'm really sorry when I think about all the things that I used to do as a child. Umaji, thank you so much. And we will be back again very soon. I know you have a couple of more shows lined up. And viewers, thank you for joining. And if you like this program, if you like the content and the fact that Umaji came at very short notice to agree to address us, please do appreciate by clicking on the super thanks button with whatever little donation you want to give it to us. Thank you very much. Thanks, Umaji, and namaskar.
Thank you, 𝙤𝙖𝙧𝙤𝙀. It's always a pleasure to be with you. One can never say no to you. One can never say no to you.
Thank you so much. And I see a future MLA, a future minister, who knows where else, what else you are going to be headed for. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Namaskaram.